shot as to one of, if not the best facility in all of dirt track racing on your screen right now. And it doesn't involve just dirt track racing. You got the drag boat pond over there. You got a go-kart track back behind the main grandstand. You got an off-road course out there, middle of your screen right now. An incredibly gigantic camping area, parking lot, all the good stuff. A huge pit area that's all paved. Everything that you could want from a racetrack is right here at the Lucas Oil Speedway. And we are very excited to be back in action here with Kubota High Limit Racing. I mentioned 2 weeks off. After 1 week, you start to get a little antsy. You're like ready to get back after it. And that's how we feel about it here tonight. Ready for 3 straight nights of action. Today is race number 6 of the Roto-Rooter Midweek Series, which we'll look at those points here in just a moment because things are very, very tight in that. And then also it's race number 20 of the overall season. My name is Chase Rodman. I'm the announcer for the series. Here in just a few moments, you'll be listening to Tony Laporta. He is in the infield. He is the pit reporter for the series. And we are so glad that you are joining us here tonight on FloRacing for all these folks as well here in the grandstands as well. We've got a 30-car field ready to get after it around the 3/8 mile. And you're just getting a look at some of the things that make this racetrack so appealing to fans and drivers alike to come here and partake in. Here is the weather forecast. It's 71 degrees. Is that right? 71? It feels way hotter than 71 degrees. 10-mile-per-hour winds, broken clouds here in Wheatland, Missouri. If it's 71 degrees, then I need to I need to go to the doctor because I've got some serious issues because it feels a lot hotter than that. But that is the forecast as of right now. We'll take a look at the order of events for this evening with the 30 cars in attendance. We'll start things off as we usually do with hot laps and qualifying. We'll have 3 heat races here tonight with the field not being split with 32 cars. We're just shy of that, so 3 heat races. That means 6 drivers will go to the dash. They'll spin the wheel to find out where they start in the dash, which will be 7 laps. So I'll have a B main for 12 laps, and of course a feature to cap things off for 30 laps here around the 3/8 mile. Looking forward to seeing what happens because the last 2 races that we had here in 2024, absolutely spectacular action, and we're hoping to see that transpire once again on the track this evening. Now here's some of the notable entries for you to take a look at. Who is in the field tonight? Well, we've got Brian Brown, multi-time Knoxville Raceway track champion. Got Landon Crawley here tonight, as well as J.J. Hickle. He's in a new car here this evening. You'll see him in the bright yellow and red number 21 this evening. Cameron Key, he'll be driving the Beaver Drill and Tool 12X car, as well as Ashton Torgerson in the 1A. Reese Moran, Noah Gass, making his first high limit start since 2023. Xavier Doney, Kevin Thomas Jr. is here as well as Ayrton Jenitin. So a lot of good names here in the field this evening, ready to take on the high rollers. And here are the track facts, what you need to know about Lucas Oil Speedway. Opened here back in 2001. It is 3/8 of a mile, and the track record was established last year by Rico Abreu. That time is 12.829 seconds, and it was set, as I mentioned, last year, but back on June 29th. That was actually the second race of this weekend, but it rained out. We got qualifying in, but the rest of the night was rained out. But before we did rain out, Abreu able to break that track record, which was previously held by Garrett Williamson. You're seeing the go-kart track down there, bottom left of your screen. A guy that had a lot of fun on that go-kart track last year was Tony Laporta. He was not very fast, but at least he had some fun. Now, Tony, I need to ask you, does it feel like 71 degrees out there right now?
No, Chase, it doesn't. And I liked your comment about that earlier when you were reading the weather facts and you said, if it's actually that warm outside, then you need to go to the doctor because according to you, you've got something wrong with you. I'm no doctor, but I agree. I watched you try to cook a steak last night on a charcoal grill, and I agree, you definitely do have something wrong with you, but I've learned that over the course of a year and a half here with Kubota High Limit Racing. We're just playing, having some fun down here in the infield. Man, you nailed it. This place lives up to the name, Diamond of Dirt Tracks. It's a fantastic, world-class, dare I say it, facility here in Wheatland, Missouri. The track was built back in 2001, but it wasn't until a couple of years later that the Lucas family took over ownership and then began the extensive upgrades that fans and drivers enjoy here today. Well, the Lucas family has very recently made another strong addition when it comes to upgrading the Lucas Oil Speedway, and that is in one of their most recent hires. Casey Schuman has been in the sport of dirt track and sprint car racing his entire life. He is now the assistant general manager here at the Diamond of Dirt Tracks. I got to talk to him back in the pit area a little while ago. The Diamond of Dirt Tracks, and man, that name really lives up to the hype when you see this place. Casey Schuman, assistant general manager here in Wheatland, Missouri's Lucas Oil Speedway. Casey, you've held a ton of roles in racing over your career. That's not saying you're old, it's just saying you're valuable.
What are your responsibilities? What do you do here at Lucas Oil Speedway?
I mean, it's obviously it's a big facility and a lot of different areas that we have race cars, drag boats and stuff like that. So right now I'm helping out Danny Lorton, who's the general manager. My role is mostly on the racer side, as far as dealing with series, racetracks, or racers, track prep, more this side, and he handles more of the front side right now.
This is a truly impressive facility. We're standing with the dirt track, the sprint car, the late model track right behind us. But just over to our right is the jet boat drag strip. You've got the trophy truck off-road track. You guys have miles of trails. You have fishing ponds. What am I missing? Because this place seems to have a little bit of everything. There's car washes. There's like a fabrication shop here. This place has a little bit of everything.
Yeah, there's really not much they didn't think of when they built this place. I mean, when Forrest bought it, I think it was 05 or 06, it was basically a dirt oval in a cornfield, and he developed and did everything that you see today. So not a lot of things he didn't think of, to make it more fan-friendly, more racer-friendly. We've got a little bit of everything.
Paved pit area, like I talked about, the car washes for teams to stay here and wash after a night of racing, a fabrication shop. You're a racer. You've raced your whole life. You've worked in racing since you got out of full-time driving. What, as a racer, do you really like about coming to Lucas Oil Speedway?
I mean, everything you just said. This was one of my favorite places to come race. I mean, the facility is amazing. Like you said, paved pit areas and a car wash right here. I mean, those are may not seem like a big deal to some people, but to a racer, especially teams like with High Limit that are traveling around, I mean, to be able to roll down there, you wash your car up and load it up and go to the next one. So, obviously it's an amazing facility, and it's always been one of my favorites to race at, and now I'm probably a little more biased and say it is my favorite. So,
Series director Mike Hess talked about when he raced here in a midget back a real long time ago, because it's Mike. He said there wasn't even a wall around turns 1 and 2 here. The jet boat pond wasn't there. You guys have done a great job with it. I know you're fresh on the scene here,
Yep.
but you'll take over general manager duties in the fall, it sounds like.
Yeah, right around September. Danny's gonna retire. He's been doing it a long time, so he's gonna stick it out a couple more months and kind of show me the ropes a little bit, and then ride off into the sunset and retire and have a good time.
A steel tech building, a pit concession stand. That's where I'll be most of the night. Casey will be busy working. I'll be at the concession stand. And then on the fan side, well, there's just so much back there. We'll get into it when we come back from this commercial break on Flow. Casey, thanks for talking to us. Love this place. You're doing a great job.
I appreciate it. I'm happy to have you guys. It's going to be fun.
Casey Schuman, Lucas Oil Speedway.
Always a really good time getting to talk to Casey Schuman. That guy truly is a lifer when it comes to the sport of dirt track racing. He's held probably almost every role you can in the sport, and he's still actively racing when he gets the chance. Something he even left out, he was humble in that story about him and, I talked about Mike Hess Racing here, our series and race director with Kubota High Limit Racing. Mike Hess was leading most of that race. Casey Schuman was out on the track with him, and in a last lap duel, Casey Schuman ended up getting the victory over our very own Mike Hess. Just a lot of the cool history that goes into this facility, the series, and the people who make both entities so great. Track prep is continuing. We talked about some of the stuff behind the fence that the fans get to enjoy. We'll talk about that when we come back. Don't go anywhere, folks. Live coverage of Kubota High Limit Racing and the Roto-Rooter Midweek Series continues next here, live on.
And here we are back at the Wheatland, Missouri facility known as Lucas Oil Speedway for night number 6 of the Roto-Rooter Midweek Series. Speaking of that, let's jump into the point standings for that Roto-Rooter Midweek Series. There is a bonus up to the top 3 in the point standings at the end of this little mini series in the middle of the schedule. Rico Abreu, he's won 3 of these Midweek Series events. He currently leads the point standings when it comes to that. Aaron Reitzel and Brad Sweet are right behind him. Reitzel just 7 points behind, and Sweet just 8 points behind, and then it's not too much of a leap back to Tanner Thorson, who's sitting in 4th. He is 10 points back of the Roto-Rooter Midweek Series points lead. Brent Marks is 5th, and then Tyler Courtney, Spencer Baston, Dason Persley, Chase Randall, and Justin Peck round out the top 10 in the current point standings with the Roto-Rooter Midweek Series. Next up, let's take a look at some of the things you can wager on here this evening. In 2025, you are able to put real money on the races and play for actual cash. Here are some some of the numbers to look at when it comes to the favorites to win tonight's event. Kyle Larson is the favorite at this point in time at plus 179. Rico Aber is plus 328. Brad Sweet right behind him at plus 376. Tyler Courtney plus 600. Then Brett Marks, Justin Peck, and Aaron Reitzel all pretty close there, plus 11 and 1200. And then Spencer Baston at plus 2790. The Rodman risk for tonight, and it's not just due to the recent success that he has shown, but the speed that he had here at this race last year. He went from 14th to 4th, and then in October was running second the feature before losing an engine. I'm going to say the Rodman risk tonight is Tanner Thorson at plus 3,500. Meaning a $10 bet would get you, what, $350 there for that one. Tanner Thorson's certainly going to be a guy to watch for over the 3 nights here at the Diamond Classic. And remember, he's also right there in the thick of things when it comes to the Roto-Rooter Midweek Series point standings. So I've got my fake money, I guess you could say, on Tanner Thorson here this evening. We mentioned Thorson being so good here in October. He was running second. He lost an engine. Well, let's see how that main event played out. Brad Sweet would go on to win, but there was a lot of guys up front contending with him. Lucas Oil Speedway. We got him racked. We got him stacked. Let's go racing off at turn number 4. We are green. Good start around the outside for Brad Sweet. He's going to have the top spot off of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. Ryan Tibbs wrestles the 3rd spot away from Spencer Baston off the 2nd corner. Baston's now back to 5th as Tanner Thorson makes a move on the inside. Thorson is 4th at the completion of lap number 1. Good battle going on for the 2nd spot. Tibbs is going to have it, it looks like, off the 2nd corner. Ryan Tibbs, Brad Sweet, the 1 and 2 finishers from last night at I-70. Now 1 and 2 once again here at Lucas Oil. Tanner Thorson is into the 3rd spot down the front straightaway. Tanner Thorson now up to 3rd, looking underneath the Ryan Tibbs into turns 1 and 2. Thorson and Tibbs both look very strong early in this one. Back behind them, Casey Kane underneath of Skylar G. That is the race for the 6th spot off of turn number 4. Give it to the 9. Oh, car upside down back straightaway. A tire and wheel rolling into turn 3. That is Brent Marks on the backstretch. Brent Marks upside down back straightaway. Still a long ways to go, more than 30 laps the distance here in this Diamond Classic feature. Good restart for the 10 car. We got upside down in turn 4, Scott Boguski. Boguski getting upside down and immediately back to red flags. Yeah, Boguski, we'll see what happens here, Tim. He's going to be at the pretty far right of your screen there next to Justin Peck. Oh, wow. Okay, it looks like Cameron Key got over the right rear of McFadden and came up into the side of Boguski, so definitely a domino effect there, causing Scott to get into the catch fence down there. Roll off of turn number 4, back to the green flag. Sweet tries to get away from Ryan Tibbs, who immediately goes to the top side of the racetrack trying to build momentum, and down the back straightaway, Tibbs does exactly that. Brad Sweet, remember back to the race back in June, he was really good around the inside. Tibbs almost gets to the right rear of Brad Sweet down the front straightaway. Good 3-car battle for the race lead is shaping up as Tanner Thorson takes his car down to the bottom. If the bottom is good, you know Tanner Thorson is going to be making his way towards the front of the field. Now Sweet misses the bottom off of turn number 4. Here comes Thorson, here comes Tibbs. Good battle going on for the top spot. Spencer Baston now underneath of Tyler Courtney moves Spencer Baston up to the 4th position. The CJB Motorsports number 5 looking for that 5th top 5 finish in a row. Up front, Brad Sweet is under fire. He is under duress right now from the cars in 2nd and 3rd, almost 3 wide for the lead in turns 1 and 2. Oh boy, things are getting good. Car off the pace on the front stretch. Cameron Key pulls into the infield. We will stay green. Here comes Thorson. He's up to 2nd off at turn number 4. Tanner Thorson takes the 2nd spot away down into turn number 1. Now Brad Sweet, the next car in his sights, is Ryan Tibbs back around the outside, retakes the 2nd spot down the back straightaway. Oh my goodness, this is getting good in traffic not too far away for your race leaders. Brad Sweet now around the bottom in turn 1. Ryan Tibbs back around the outside, has a run, looking for the race lead down the back straightaway. Ryan Tibbs takes the top spot in turn 3. Ryan Tibbs around the outside. He's going to lead on lap number 10. Ryan Tibbs, the number 10 car, looking for that first ever national sprint car win. Can it happen tonight at Lucas Oil Speedway? Down the back straightaway, he is 23 laps away from making it happen, but here comes the traffic. Howard Moore, Ayrton Jennison, Jace Park, and Corey Eliason. Brad Sweet almost got by him right there. Now Tibbs goes to the bottom, Thorson to the top. Thorson's got a run on Sweet. Down the back straightaway, racing for the 2nd spot down into turn number 3. Here comes Tanner Thorson for the 2nd spot. Caution's gonna come out. Got a car way off the track. Couldn't even see him over there. It's Kerry Madsen and severe damage to the car. And we have your race leader in the work area. The rod and supply work area is now being occupied by Ryan Timms. What an absolute heartbreaker for the number 10 car of Ryan Timms. And it sounds like the arm guard has maybe been falling off. The arm guard was potentially falling off on the number 10 car for Ryan Timms. Green flag comes back out. Spencer Basin, great restart in the number 5 car. Gonna make the move for second into turns 1 and 2. Spencer Baston's up to second down the back straightaway. Still plenty of time for him to reel in the number 49 car of Brad Sweet. Tanner Thorson back to the inside, but Baston will have the spot across the start-finish line. Tanner Thorson now a slide job into 1 and 2. Tanner Thorson takes second right back away from Spencer Baston. Baston will return the favor into turns 3 and 4. Slides up the racetrack, takes second away. Tanner Thorson turns it down the hill. He's got second across the line. All of this battling, allowing the 49 car of Brad Sweet to pull away. Race right behind those two is side by side as well between Tyler Courtney and Corey Day. Tyler Courtney around the bottom, trying to find a way by the number 14 machine. Off of turn number 4, Day has the spot at the line. Oh, they almost got together in turn 1. Holy cow. That does not get any closer than that. Tyler Courtney and Corey Day nearly disaster entering the first corner right there. Tanner Thorson. The steam may have run out of the tugboat here late in this one. 10 laps to go, make it 9 to go for Brad Sweet that time by. As I say that, Thorson takes 4/10 out of the lead of Brad Sweet, and now here comes the real traffic for Sweet to deal with. Eliason, Howard Moore, Chris Wyndham, Brenham Crouch, Zeb Wise, all over the racetrack right in front of your race leader. Thorson gives back the time. He had just, smoke out of the car. Thorson's off the pace. Thorson up in smoke down the back straightaway. Tanner Thorson up in smoke on the backstretch. The car is off the pace. A single file restart. We're back underway. Brad Sweet goes to the top in turn 1. Tyler Courtney, we mentioned it earlier, so very good around the inside hub on that last run. Can he put something together and challenge the big cat for the race win? Sweet slips up off the bottom off of turn number 4, but Courtney not close enough to take advantage of that. Here's the white flag. 1 lap to go for Brad Sweet. Brad Sweet off of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. Got 20,000 last night at I-70, and he'll make it 25,000 more at the Diamond Classic. He wins at Lucas Oil Speedway. Tyler Courtney second, third goes to Spencer Basin, fourth to Corey Day, and fifth will go to Casey Kane. We've got cars on the racetrack for our first Dirt Draft hot lap session of the night. And as I say that, they are getting fired off now. The first car you see making his way into turn number 3 now is from Monrovia, Indiana. Driving the Skagit Speedway Race Redeem Foundation Ford Performance Hagerili, number 26. The driver is Justin Peck. Justin Peck in the number 26. Another driver getting fired off in turn number 4 now, a Rookie of the Year contender out of Northport, Florida, driving the Global Link, Moxie Sports Advisors, NRC Truck Conversions, Easter Metal Signs, Tar Heel Property Group, number 24D, that is Danny Sams III. Danny Sams III in car number 24D, he is the DJ of the night as well. As there you see the current series point leader and the winner here the last time in October with Highlander Racing. From Grass Valley, California, the Napa Auto Parts, Brumos Collection, Durst Incorporated Factory, Kane, Lake of the Ozarks, Harley Davidson, number 49. That is the big cat, Brad Sweet. Brad Sweet in the 49. And also on the Speedway, making his way down the front stretch now from Tulsa, Oklahoma, driving the Bob Hurley RV X9 Chassis Outlaw Wings, Rainbow Nut Butter, number 22M, it's Reese Moran. Reese Moran in the 22M. And also on the track at this point in time, rolling into turn number 1 now from Warrensburg, Missouri, in the Beaver Drill and Tool, Strawdrill Manufacturing, Bleeding Disorders of the Heartland, number 12X, that is Cameron Key. Cameron Key in the 12X. And final driver on the track for this first session out of Myerstown, Pennsylvania, the M&M Painting and Construction, McGrew Equipment Auctions, Bass Paint, Livewire Customs, number 19, that is Brent Marks. Brent Marks in the 19. So those are the drivers in our first of what will be 5 Dirt Draft hot lap sessions here tonight. If you don't know what Dirt Draft is, it's an app on your phone that you can download, whether the App Store or Google Play as well. You go on there and you make a little team of drivers. You get a $100,000 salary cap. You pick drivers, and whichever person around the world picks the best drivers that night, they will win points that they can use in the speed shop. And you can use those points to buy merchandise, tickets to races, all kinds of other great stuff in there as well. Make sure to check out Dirt Draft on the App Store. And while you are there as well, they have a new feature. It's called Dirt Draft Leagues. So instead of playing against 500 or 1,000 or 10,000 other people, you can make a league where you face off against just a couple of people that you want to partake in for a certain event, or maybe season long with High Limit for a couple months, or whatever you want to do. Check it out. Dirt Draft Leagues, now available for 2025. There is Cameron Key on your screen right there, the number 12X car. Running quite a bit in this sprint car as well in the midget. He's been splitting time between the sprint car and the midget this year. Cameron Key was in the feature last season with High Limit here at the Lucas Oil Speedway, was 22nd in that feature event. Best ever finish here at Lucas Oil Speedway was a 9th place run. That was with the ASCS National Tour back in 2019. And there is Brent Marks, fresh off a trip to the left coast. He went out there for the Skagit Super Dirt Cup out there, Skagit Speedway in Alger, Washington. Brent came home with a 10th place finish there in the finale. Two-time feature winner this year with High Limit Racing. Those 2 wins coming at Port Royal Speedway and the Texas Motor Speedway Dirt Track. We do know the track does have quite a bit of moisture in it right now. It's a little bit greasy out there, so we're going to let these drivers kind of pace around slowly and help bring in that grip a little bit better, and so it's not too slippery out there. It's probably still going to be slippery when they get up to speed for the first time, but this is helping work that moisture in a little bit better here. And so now we're going to have them kind of get up to speed, but under yellow flag conditions. It's going to be kind of half throttle around the track here. You can just tell by watching a couple of these guys, man, they are skating around Lucas Oil Speedway right now. If they tried to go full throttle right here, they'd be probably doing a 360. High Limit Racing, the only thing on the card here tonight at Lucas Oil. It's just sprint cars all night long, 30 of them in the pit area. As you're looking at Justin Peck and Brad Sweet on your screen, Peck was also a driver that went out there to Skagit Speedway for the Dirt Cup. Unfortunately had a mechanical failure in that feature, and so he ended up way down the running order. He did get a 2nd place finish on a prelim night there. As there is Brad Sweet. And Danny Sams, another driver that was out there at Dirt Cup. His first ever time out there to that area of the country. Had a decent run there on the finale with a 15th place finish. Danny Sams, his first time here at Lucas Oil Speedway in about 5 years. He came back with the ASCS National Tour in 2020, ended up with a 19th place result in that main event. And there is Reese Moran. His sponsor, Rainbow Nut Butter, was a phenomenon back at the Texas Motor Speedway Dirt Track. See him out there in that number 22M machine. He did try to race with High Limit last year here at Lucas Oil, was unable to make the feature. Reese's best finish this year was a 4th place finish, the I-37 Speedway in Texas. As now the drivers are going to slow down. They're going to slowly wheel pack the track once again, because clearly it is not ready for competitive action here. Lap times are down in the 19-second range here. 19.582, the fastest lap by Reese Moran so far. And just to give you an idea as to what we're looking for here, last year in hot laps, the fastest time was a 13.4. So over 6 seconds off of the pace from what we saw in hot laps at this time in October. So Reese Moran on your screen, the 22M car to Tulsa, Oklahoma, currently showing the way. Moran, now he did not make the feature with High Limit last year, but he does have a win to his credit here at Lucas Oil Speedway. That came in a PowerEye 305 sprint car. That was in 2023. Had a 12th place run with PowerEye 410s last year here, so he does have plenty of experience at the Diamond of Dirt Tracks. And something you might notice if this is the first time you've ever watched Lucas Oil Speedway, the banking does not go all the way up next to the wall. It actually shelves off up there right next to that wall there, it's pretty much flat. So if you get over the edge of the banking, you're going to be in big trouble. We saw that actually happen a few times during our 2 races here last season. The green lights come back on. We'll see if we can improve on the lap times here. Once again, 19.582 is the best lap so far. It was set by Reese Moran. Moran now into the 18-second bracket at 18.291. As there is the most recent Highland Racing winner here at Lucas Oil, that being Brad Sweet. Sweet, however, has not went to victory lane with high limit since way back in the season at Central Arizona Raceway. That was back in March. So it has been a while for Brad Sweet when it comes to victory lane with high limit. Did get an Outlaw Show win at Beaver Dam about 2 or so weeks ago. And Sweet is now the fastest car in Dirt Draft Hot Laps at 16.913. He is followed by Danny Sams III at 17.216. The checkered flag is coming out. So the checkered flag is out. Those drivers will now pull off the Speedway. The fastest overall is Brad Sweet at 16.913. Danny Sams in second, 17.216. Reese Moran third, 17.365. Then Justin Peck fourth, 17.955. And Brent Marks in fifth at 18.110 seconds. I would not be shocked at all to see those drivers come back onto the track later on here, and they will get more laps on the Speedway once it does speed up. And we'll get to more. We'll talk more about why that is important later on here when we see them come back onto the track as we see session number 2 make its way onto the backstretch. So the first car you see in line, we've already mentioned him a few times here this evening, from Minden, Nevada, driving the JST Motorsports, the Ritual, Smith Titanium Factory Cane, Maximum Racing Oils. Number 88, that is Tanner Thorson. Tanner Thorson in the number 88. And also out there on the racetrack, ready to get fired off out of Indianapolis, Indiana. And the NOS Energy Drink, Spire Motorsports, Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts, Brandt Professional Agriculture, Gainbridge, number 7BC, it is Sunshine, Tyler Courtney. Tyler Courtney in the 7BC. And making his Highland Racing debut tonight from Fredericktown, Missouri, the number 5K, that is Corey Bales. Corey Bales in the number 5K. And from Benton, Arkansas, driving the J.B. Henderson Construction, MPV Logistics, Sea Valley Transportation, Smith Titanium, number 45X, that is Landon Crawley. Landon Crawley in the number 45X. And driver currently sitting second in Midweek Series point standings, makes his way off at turn number 4 now out of Clute, Texas, in the Fulkins Brothers Trucking Power Plus STC American Table Bargain Bar, number 87, that is Aaron Reitzel. Aaron Reitzel in the 87. And making his first Highland Racing start in about 2 years, right behind Reitzel out of Mounds, Oklahoma, the Arrowhead Electric, High Performance Lubricants, Gas Trucking, Maxim Chassis, number 20G, that is Noah Gass. Noah Gass in the 20G. So those are the drivers in what is our second Dirt Draft Hot Lap session of the night. If you're watching at home on Flow or maybe here at the racetrack, it's your first time seeing sprint cars. What you're seeing right now is basically a practice session for these drivers. Usually they're about, on a normal night when the track is a little bit greasy out there, it's usually maybe 3 or 4 laps for these cars at speed. But tonight, with how the track is a little bit slippery out there, it's going to take a couple more laps to get it worked in. Tyler Courtney, first driver to the 15-second bracket at 15.807, 158.07. And there goes Aaron Reitzel now to the top of the board at 15.599. Getting close to the 14-second bracket as Courtney now drops it to a 15.102. Landon Crawley now up into the second spot on the timing sheets at 15.570. Getting a look there at Noah Gass. Comes across the line. He's now the fastest driver in Dirt Draft Hot Laps so far at a 15.071. So the yellow lights come on, and now I believe what we're going to see once again is a wheel packing session for these drivers, because we are still well off the pace of what we saw in hot laps last season. 13.4 is what we're kind of looking for in that range, 13.4 to a 13.6 or so. Noah Gass the fastest at 15 seconds, 15.071. Tyler Courtney in second, Aaron Reitzel third, Landon Crawley fourth, and Tanner Thorson in fifth. But there is Noah Gass right there on your screen, number 20 G car. Former full-timer for about 2 seasons on the World of Outlaws trail, and now is a full-timer with the Power I-410 sprint cars that runs a lot here in the state of Missouri. Noah Gass was third here last year with Power I. He has 3 career top 10s with that series at Lucas Oil Speedway as we go back to green flag conditions now. Tanner Thorson now getting back up to speed, had a 12th place run on the finale of the Houston Tie Bank Nationals last weekend with the Outlaws over there in South Dakota. See if anybody's able to jump to the top. Tyler Courtney, first car into the 14-second bracket, 14.436, and Landon Crawley's right behind him at 14.734. Getting more to the times that we were hoping to see here before we get into Capital Custom Trailer qualifying. Noah Gass back to the top of the board as the checkered flag comes out this time by. Noah Gass, now the fastest driver overall here in Dirt Draft Hot Laps at 14.348 seconds. 1.4348. Tyler Courtney is second, 14.380. Then Aaron Reitzel in third, 14.423. Tanner Thorson fourth at 14.646. And fifth is Landon Crawley at a 14.734. Then Corey Bales, Brad Sweet, Danny Sams, Reese Moran, Justin Peck, and Brent Marks, as group number 3 now makes their way onto the racetrack. The first car leading them onto the Speedway at the end of the back straightaway from Odessa, Missouri, driving the Design Source Flooring Motor Haven, Stay Lawson Chassis, TNT Equine, number 74, that is Xavier Doney. Xavier Doney in the number 74. And from Marshall, Missouri, driving the Trimble Real Estate, Majors Construction, Ozark Barge and Dock, Sure-Built Suspension, number 98P, that is Miles Paulus. Miles Paulus in the 98P. And lined up next to him out of California, Missouri, the Elite Turf, DirtX Industries, Bonine Junction, Blake's Backhoe, number 75, that is Tyler Blank. Tyler Blank in the 75. And also getting pushed off now out of Quilcene, Washington, the G&T Farms, Impact Signs, Ostrich Racing Engines, number 21J, that is J.J. Hickle. J.J. Hickle in the number 21. And making his Lucas Oil Speedway debut tonight from Elk Grove, California, the FloRacing, Finley Farms, HendrickCars.com, Fulkins Brothers Trucking Works Limited, JVI Group number 57, that is Young Money Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson in the 57. And from Enumclaw, Washington, in the Curb Records, Brumo's Collection, Crespin Sanitation, Dakota Custom Builders, Lake of the Ozarks, Harley Davidson, number 9 of Casey Kane. Casey Kane in the number 9. Those are the drivers in session number 3 of Dirt Draft Hot Laps. We have 2 more sessions for sure to come out, and then more than likely going to see the first group of cars. I already see that first group of cars lined up in the staging lane. They will be right after this group, and then we should be hopefully good to go for Capital Custom Trailer qualifying. There is Xavier Doney on your screen there. Had a really, really solid qualifying effort last year with High Limit here at Lucas Oil Speedway. I want to say he qualified 3rd on one of the nights last season. Ended up 16th in that feature event. Did get a Power I-410 win here last year at Lucas Oil. There's Kyle Larson on your screen. Fresh off of a win with the Outlaws at the Houston Tie Bank Nationals last week on a prelim night. Him, much like Brad Sweet, has not won a high limit race since March. And there is Casey Kane working his way down the front stretch now. Xavier Doney now the fastest. As I say that, Casey Kane takes the top spot away at a 14.152. Larson, the first car, and now Kane, the first two cars into the 13-second bracket at 13.907 and 13.996. Checkered flag is waving from the flag stand. The yellow lights come on. That is going to do it for session number 3. The fastest driver overall is Kasey Kahne now at 13.907 seconds. Kahne shows the way. Kyle Larson right behind him in second at a 13.996. Xavier Doney in third at 14.033. Then Noah Gass fourth, 14.348. And Tyler Courtney in fifth at 14.380. Aaron Reitzel, Tanner Thorson, Tyler Blank, Landon Crawley, and JJ Hickel, the top 10. As you now see the first group of cars back on the track. We mentioned that this was a possibility to happen when they pulled off earlier on. The track was still extremely slimy and slippery and not quite to where it's at this point in time. So we want these drivers to have a better idea of what the track is going to look like when they come on for their qualifying lap here in just a few moments. It would not be very fair if they went out there on a track that was nothing like it was supposed to be. And so they're going to come back out here, get about 2 or 3 laps at speed. They'll pull off, get back in line, and get ready to qualify. Reese Moran getting fired back off in the number 22 M car. Cameron Key will also be back out there in that number 12X. Brad Sweet, the 49. Brett Marks, the 19. Justin Peck in 26, and Danny Sams in 24D. When these drivers went out, the fastest of them was Brad Sweet. His time was a 16.913. The lap times are now 3 seconds faster, so you can see how that would be an issue if Brad Sweet went out there and the rest of these guys went out there on a 17-second lap time track, and then when they went out there for qualifying, it was a 13-second lap time track. I think the crew chiefs would be a little bit upset if they weren't able to make the correct adjustments to the car before they went out there for a very important qualifying lap. Brad Sweet on your screen right there. The last high limit race that took place, he was 4th in that main event at the Eagle Raceway. 2 wins on the year. One came at the Kern Raceway in Bakersfield, California. The other one at Central Arizona Raceway. As we're now back up to speed, we'll see what these guys have in store for us when it comes to lap times. The time to beat Kasey Kahne, 13.907. Brett Marks jumps up to the 4th position on the timing sheet. As I say that, Justin Peck leapfrogs over him. He's now 4th quick at 14.065. Cameron Key into the top 5, and Brad Sweet goes to the top. 13.754, and Brett Marks and Justin Peck right behind him. So that will do it for the second set of hot laps for group number 1. And Brad Sweet, he is now the fastest overall at 13.754 seconds, just 5 1/1000ths faster than Brett Marks, who is second quick overall at 13.759. And Justin Peck in that group, 13.823. That is the top 3 drivers so far. Kasey Kahne 4th, Kyle Larson 5th, then Xavier Doney, Danny Sams, Reese Moran, Cameron Key, and Noah Gass top 10. 2 more groups of cars about ready to come onto the racetrack. The first driver you see on the Speedway in this session out of Apollo, Pennsylvania, driving the Mercedes Motorsports, Ducati of Pittsburgh, Hollywood Blasting Coating, Mountain Mechanical, MAV Motorsports, number 42. The driver is Cy Lynch. Cy Lynch in the 42. And lined up to his outside out of Coleman, Alabama, in the branch event venue, Hybrider Foundation Service number 19, that is Kevin Thomas Jr. Kevin Thomas Jr. in the 19. And also on the backstretch, ready to get fired off at 11 in Indiana, the Sander Engineering, 4 Cs Construction, Tally, Autry Plumbing, Sincal Demolition, number 14. It is Spencer Baston. Spencer Baston in the 14. And from Glendale, Arizona, the Pels Tire Service, RF Knox Company, Newman's Racing Engines, Triple X DMI number 1A, that is Ashton Torgerson. Ashton Torgerson in the number 1A. And one of our Rookie of the Year contenders now makes his way into turn number 3 now out of Locust Grove, Oklahoma. The Pella Avanti Windows and Doors, Big Spring Car Wash, Water Treatment by Design. Number 13, the driver is Dason Persley. Dason Persley in the 13. And final car in this session, piloting the all-by-year alternative, Infamous Inc., Bush's Chicken, Flat Rock Ranch, Easy Prick number 9R. The driver out of Waco, Texas is Chase Randall. Chase Randall in the 9R. So 3 of our 4 Rookie of the Year contenders here in this hot lap session with Cy Lynch, Chase Randall, and Dason Persley. Cy Lynch, extremely good here in that one feature we ran in June of last season. Led some laps, ended up inside the top 5. Could be a very good place for Lynch to get things back on track here. Cy, the 4th of 4 cars that ended up going to Skagit from High Limit Racing's camp. And there is Spencer Basin, got his best finish of the year. 2nd place run at Houston's last week. See who's fast here in this one, and Randall goes to the top. Chase Randall, 13.700. Now the fastest car. Spencer Basin right behind him, and Ashton Torgerson goes to the top at 13.524. Well, in his Lucas Oil Speedway debut, Ashton Torgerson now the fastest overall in Dirt Draft Hot Laps tonight. 13.524 seconds for the driver of car number 1A. Dason Persley, Chase Randall, and Spencer Basin all in that group went up to the top as well. Persley was 2nd, Randall 3rd, and Basin 4th, followed by Brad Sweet, Brett Marks, Justin Peck, Kevin Thomas Jr., Casey Kane, and Cy Lynch, the top 10. We've got one more group of cars coming onto the track for their Dirt Draft Hot Lap session. Out there on the Speedway now out of St. Helena, California, the Rico Abreu Curb Genian Racing, Kubota Genuine Parts, Mike's Pool Care, ArcZone.com. Number 24, that is Rico Abreu. Rico Abreu in the number 24. And from Gravois Mills, Missouri, the Ozark Barge and Dock, Wet Steps, High Performance Lubricants, Hibden Gravel, number 3, that is Ayrton Jeniton. Ayrton Jeniton in the number 3. And a driver making his High Limit Racing debut tonight out of Odessa, Missouri, and the Rusty Nail Lawn Care, Durdex Industries, Superior Lawns, Pro Lube, number 93, that is Taylor Walton. Taylor Walton in the number 93. And from Higginsville, Missouri, driving the KC's FVP, Andy's Frozen Custard, Impact Signs, Weld Racing, number 21, that is Blackjack, Brian Brown. Brian Brown in the number 21. And rolling down the front straightaway now out of Fredericktown, Missouri, the Kevin O'Sullivan Motorsports, Gifford Homes, Cooper Racing Enterprises, Purcell Tire, number 79, that is Gage Montgomery. Gage Montgomery in the 79. And final car on the racetrack out of Lubbock, Texas, in the Horizon Whiskey, Nice Crete and Landis, ShopTruckParts.com, PhilPools.com, High Performance Lubricants, number 5, that is Brenham Crouch. Brenham Crouch in the number 5. Green flag comes out on our final Dirt Draft Hot Lap session of the night here at Lucas Oil Speedway for night 1 of Diamond Classic Weekend. We'll see who is able to put down a time here. Brenham Crouch goes into the top 10 along with Rico Abreu and Ayrton Jeniton. Nobody into the top 5 as of yet. Brenham Crouch now 5th quick overall in car number 5 at 13.750. Rico Abreu up to 9th overall. Little bit of smoke coming out of the back of the 79 for Gage Montgomery as the yellow flag comes out. And so that will do it for Dirt Draft Hot Laps tonight. Brenham Crouch the fastest in that final group and 5th overall. The lap time of 13.750 seconds. Ashton Torgerson, though, the number 1A car, fastest overall in those hot laps this evening at 13.524 seconds. Jason Persley in second at 13.549. Chase Randall in third, 13.700. Spencer Baston fourth, 13.717. And then Brenham Crouch in fifth. Brad Sweet, Brent Marks, Justin Peck, Rico Abreu, and Kevin Thomas Jr. round out the top 10 in our practice sessions here this evening. Next on the program will be Capital Custom Trailer Qualifying. They are the number 1 Renegade Total Home dealers and the number 1 Intech Trailer dealers. No one sells more Total Homes or Intech trailers than Capital Renegade Custom Trailers and Coaches. If you're in the market for a Total Home or a trailer, trust the people that are there in the pits with you and that support the sport. Check out their complete lineup at capitalrenegade.com. So what you'll see next is 2 cars coming onto the track at the same time. They will get spread out and they will run 2 laps around Lucas Oil Speedway. The best of their lap times will line them up for a heat race later on this evening. And then once we get to those heat races, there are 3 of those. Top 6 finishers will transfer to the feature event. But qualifying, oh so important when it comes to wing sprint car racing. So the first 2 cars about to get shoved off here in just a few moments. That track record, we mentioned it at the top of the show, was set by Rico Abreu on June 29th of last year at 12.829 seconds, 12829. So we are about 7/10 of a second off the track record after hot laps at 13.524 was the best time. So looking for a 12.8 when it comes to the track record. We'll see if anybody's able to put down a hero lap here. So after this weekend, we run here for 3 nights, obviously. Then we take the 4th of July weekend off. Highland Racing is back in action on Friday and Saturday, July 11th and 12th at the Florence Speedway in Kentucky. That will be the Kentucky Sprint Nationals. Then on Monday, July 14th, it's the makeup date over at the Fremont Speedway in Ohio for a midweek series event. And then we've got 2 nights at Eldora at the Double Down Duels on the 16th of July. And the 17th is the Joker's Jackpot for $100,000 to win. Lernerville Speedway on July 22nd, and then we head out to the West Coast again. It's Thunderbolt Speedway, followed by Placerville, Silver Dollar, Douglas County, and 3 nights at Skagit. Looking forward to that West Coast trip. So many good racetracks out there. Waiting on a couple of things here before we get into our first 2 qualifiers, which should be, let's double check here, should be Brent Marks and Brad Sweet. They're on your screen right there. You see Jake Ingram on the right side there of Brent Marks' car, the banner extraordinaire. He's the jack of all trades when it comes to Highland Racing. He will do whatever is needed to get the show in the books, and he is help running the push-off shoot down there for qualifying tonight.
Chase.
Yes.
Are you talking about Jake Ingram, the director of Ingenuity at Kubota Highland Racing, a.k.a. your boss from 11 to 2 p.m. when we're hanging banners at the track?
I think that's who we're talking. Why do you sound so weird?
I don't know. That really hurts my feelings that you said it like that. I'm just hanging out down here in the infield at Lucas Oil Speedway. We're getting ready to go. But I think you can see the track change dramatically, obviously, through Dirt Draft Hot Laps. So that means, Chase, that we have qualifying here, and then you have to set your Dirt Draft lineup. Have you downloaded Dirt Draft to your phone, and have you set your lineup yet? Or are you waiting till Capital Custom Trailers and Carts qualifying is complete to set your lineup?
Well, I think that's the smart thing to do, Tony. You don't want to, jump the gun, and if one of your guys that you had picked has a bad qualifying run, then you're kind of stuck, right? You want to wait till the qualifying's all done and then set that lineup. As you see Mike Hess right there having to clean up some spilled fluids on the track there. Potentially, we saw some smoke out of the 79 of Gage Montgomery that could have potentially came off of his car there. So looks like having to put down a little bit of something to dry up that fluid down there. And that was the delay before we got here to Capital Custom Trailer qualifying. So not exactly sure what that could have been as far as that type of fluid, but we are getting it taken care of right now. Tony, where are you even at? I don't even see you down there.
I am down in turn 1. I am sitting on my JT Power Sports Jake's golf carts. Steve Steinley provided Burromax. It's the official pit reporter transport vehicle of Kubota High Limit Racing as I look here towards the front stretch at Lucas Oil Speedway. Chase, you said it'd be the smart thing to do to wait till Capital Custom Trailer qualifying is done to set your dirt draft lineup. Well, I'm aggressive, not smart. I've already set my lineup.
We'll have to compare lineups here in just a few moments as we get our first 2 cars onto the track, and you'll see that it looks like they're going to try and run in that moisture that was laid down on the track potentially. Looks like Brent Marks actually going to go to the outside of it. And so maybe just showing the drivers that there is maybe a potential hazard there in turn number 3, but we did get that dried up. So Brent Marks and Brad Sweet, the first 2 cars on the track. Sweet comes in as the points leader tonight. Brent Marks comes in 35 points behind in the 5th position in the point standings. So with 30 cars, essentially we will have 15 pairs of cars come out here onto the track. It is 1 flight of qualifying this evening. We did not get to 32 to split them, so all drivers will be competing against each other in both qualifying and the heat races. We are now underway as cars getting the green flag. Brent Marks, mentioned him out of Myerstown, Pennsylvania, driving them M&M Painting and Construction, McGrew Equipment Auctions, Bass Paint, Livewire Custom, number 19. And then Brad Sweet out there in the Napa Auto Parts, Bruno's Collection, Durst Incorporated, Factory Cane, Lake of the Ozarks, Harley Davidson, number 49. Brent Marks, first lap, 13.478. Lap 1 for Brad Sweet is going to be 13.566. 13566. Brent Marks on lap number 2. He's even faster, 13.462. 13.462. Brad Sweet, lap number 2. He will slow down to a 13.571. First lap better, 13.566. Brent Marks shows the way early on in Capital Custom Trailer qualifying at 13.462 seconds for car number 19. Here come your next 2 qualifiers. The first one out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, driving the Bob Hurley RV X9 chassis, Outlaw Wings, Rainbow Nut Butter, number 22M. Here is Reese Moran. And also on the racetrack, a Rookie of the Year contender and the DJ of the night. Out of Northport, Florida, the Global Lake, Moxie Sports Advisors, NRC Truck Conversions, Eastern Metal Science, Tar Heel Property Group, number 24D. It's Danny Sams III. Lap 1 for Reese Moran. He's third quick, 13.628, 13.628. Danny Sams III on lap number 1. He will be at 13.980, 13.980. Reese Moran, lap number 2. He will slow down to a 13.687. First lap better, 13.628. And lap number 2 for Danny Sams. He's faster, 13.880, but he stays 4th quick overall, 13.880. Meanwhile, Reese Moran, 3rd quick at 13.628 seconds in the 22M. So 4 cars down and 26 to go in qualifying as our next 2 roll onto the Speedway in turn number 3. Out of Monrovia, out of Monrovia, Indiana. And the Skagit Speedway Race Redeem Foundation for Performance. Hey, really, number 26 here is Justin Peck. And from Warrensburg, Missouri, the Beaver Drill and Tools, Sawgrill Manufacturing, bleeding the swords of the heartland. Number 12X here is Cameron Key. Cameron Key in the 12X and Justin Peck in the 26. Lap 1 for Justin Peck, second quick, 13.503, 13.503. Cameron Key, 6th quick on lap 1, 13.912, 13.912. Justin Peck, lap number 2. He will slow down to a 13.531. First lap better, second quick, 13.503. And Cameron Key is faster as well, lap number 2, but stays P6 overall at 13.885. 13.885. Cameron Key, 6th quick, and Justin Peck, 2nd quick of 6 cars so far. Next 2 qualifiers out of Indianapolis, Indiana, driving the NOS Energy Drink, Spire Motorsports, Elliott Custom Trailers and Carts, Brand Professional Agriculture, Gamebridge, number 7 BC, it's Tyler Courtney. And making his Highland Racing debut tonight from Fredericktown, Missouri, number 5K is Corey Bales. Lap 1 for Sunshine, second quick 13.475, 13.475. Corey Bales, lap 1, 14.454, 1.4454. Tyler Courtney, second in both main events here last year. Lap number 2 to the top, 13.424, 1.3424. Corey Bales faster on lap 2, but still 8th quick, 14.383, 1.4383. Meanwhile, Tyler Courtney now the fastest driver overall in qualifying time trials tonight. Here comes probably the best qualifier of the year so far with Highland Racing at Clute, Texas, and the Falcons Brothers Trucking Power Plus STC American Table Bargain Bar number 87. Here is Aaron Reitzel. And also on the racetrack out of Minden, Nevada, the JST Motorsports, the Ritual, Smith Titanium Factory Cane, Maximum Racing Oils, number 88, it's Tanner Thorson. Aaron Reitzel on lap number 1 to the top, 13.308. Tanner Thorson, lap 1, he is 6th quick at 13.566, 13.566. Aaron Reitzel, though, on lap number 1, looking for another quick time award this year. He'll slow down on lap 2, 13.339. Thorson, lap 2, he will slow down as well to a 13.654. First lap better at 13.566. That is P6 in qualifying. Meanwhile, Aaron Reitzel, now the fastest driver overall at 13.308 seconds in car number 87. Here come your next two qualifiers out of Mounds, Oklahoma. And the Arrowhead Electric High Performance Lubricants Gas Trucking Maxim Chassis. Number 20G here is Noah Gas. And also on the racetrack from Benton, Arkansas, the J.B. Henderson Construction, MPV Logistics, Messiah Transportation, Smith Titanium, number 45X, it's Landon Crawley. Lap 1 for Gas. He is 4th quick, 13.467, 13.467. Landon Crawley, lap 1. He'll be 9th quick, 13.756, 13.756. Noah Gas, lap number 2. He'll slow down to a 13.557. First lap better, 13.467. And lap 2 for Landon Crawley. He's better, but stays 9th overall at 13.739. 13.739. Landon Crawley 9th and Noah Gas 4th after 12 cars in Capital Custom Trailer qualifying. Two more drivers rolling onto the Speedway for their qualifying efforts out of Elk Grove, California, and the FloRacing Finley Farms, HenryCars.com, Falcons Brothers Trucking Works Limited, JVI Group number 57. Here is Kyle Larson. And from Cool Scene, Washington, and the G&T Farms, Impact Signs, Ostrich Racing Engines, number 21X, it's JJ Hickel. JJ Hickel, 21X, Kyle Larson, 57. Lap 1 for Larson, he's 2nd quick, 13.344, 13.344. Hickel on lap 1 is 10th overall, 13.709, 13.709. Kyle Larson looking for improvement on lap number 2. He will not get it. He'll slow down to a 13.397. First lap better, 13.344. And for J.J. Hickel, he is still 10th quick at 13.786 seconds. Hickel 10th and Larson now 2nd after 14 cars. So this will mark the halfway point of Capital Custom Trailer qualifying. From Odessa, Missouri, driving the Design Source Flooring, Motor Haven, Schnee Lawson Chassis, TNT Equine, number 74, here is Xavier Doney. And from California, Missouri, the Elite Turf, Durdex Industries, Bonine Junction, Blank's Backhoe, number 75, it's Tyler Blank. Tyler Blank in the 75, Xavier Doney in the 74. Xavier Doney, lap 1, is 9th quick at 13.614, 13.614. Tyler Blank's first lap is 13th overall at 13.846, 13.846. Xavier Doney, can he find some speed on lap number 2? He does. 6th quick, 13.487, 13.487. Tyler Blank, lap 2, he'll slow down to a 13.962. First lap better, 13.846. He's 13th quick, and Xavier Doney now 6th quick in that number 74 car, and Xavier is taking an extra lap. Blank back, or is the 75 of Tyler Blank now going to pull off the track in turn 3. And Xavier Doney will do the same this time by, but that will halt things just a little bit here in qualifying as we now continue on with our next two. Nope, we're actually have to slow him down because Doney was not going to get off the track in time there. So Once they get to turn number 2, that is when they're able to accelerate the cars. We don't want anybody getting an extra run to the green flag on their qualifying run. And so now Casey Kane is allowed to get the car up to speed, as we are now underway once again at Enumclaw, Washington. Casey drives the Curb Records, Brumo's Collection, Crespin Sanitation, Dakota Custom Builders, Lake of the Ozarks, Harley Davidson number 9. And also out there from Marshall, Missouri, in the Trimble Real Estate, Majors Construction, Ozark Barge and Dock, Sherwell Suspension number 98P, it's Miles Paulus. Lap 1 for Casey Kane. He is third quick, 13.420, 13.420. Miles Paulus on lap 1, 17th overall, 13.902, 13.902. Casey Kane, lap number 2, is going to slow down to a 13.421. First lap better by 1/1000th of a second at 13.420. And for Miles Paulus, he will slow down as well to a 14.130. First lap better for him at 13.902 seconds. Miles Paulus 17th, and Casey Kane now third quick after 18 qualifiers. Next onto the racetrack out of Apollo, Pennsylvania, driving the Mercedes Motorsports, Ducati in Pittsburgh, Hollywood Blasting Coating, Mountain Mechanical, Mav Motorsports, number 42. Here is Cy Lynch. And also on the racetrack from Locust Grove, Oklahoma, in the Pella, Avanti Windows and Doors, Big Spring Car Wash, Water Treatment by Design, number 13. It's Dason Persley. Dason Persley, 13. Cy Lynch, 42. Lap 1 for Cy Lynch. He's going to be 14th quick at 13.762, 13.762. Dason Persley, lap 1, third quick, 13.383, 13.383. Cy Lynch, can he find speed on lap number 2? He'll go to 13th quick now at 13.648. And for Dason Persley on lap 2, second quick, 13.343, 13.343, second quick for Dason Persley. And 13th quick for Cy Lynch. So a good lap there for the Rookie of the Year contender, Dason Persley. Very impressive stuff from him. As we continue on, we've got about 10 more cars to qualify. Next up, out of Waco, Texas, driving the all-by-year alternative, infamous Ink Bush's Chicken, Flint Rock Ranch, Easy Print number 9R. Here is the quickest chicken, Chase Randall. And from Lebanon, Indiana, the Sander Engineering, Four Seas Construction, Tally, Autry Plumbing, Sincal Demolition, number 14 of Spencer Basted. Lap 1 for Chase Randall, second quick, 13.337, 13.337. Basted on lap 1, he goes 13th quick at 13.619, 13.619. Can the quickest chicken find some more speed? He will not. 13.450. First lap better, 13.337. Spencer Basin, lap number 2. He's up to 11th quick now at 13.504, 13.504. So Baston 11th, and now Chase Randall up to second quick in that number 9R car. Now here comes the driver that was fastest overall during hot laps earlier on. Out of Glendale, Arizona, the Pell's Tire Service, RF Knox Company, Newman's Racing Engines, Triple X DMI number 1A. Here is Ashton Torgerson. And from Coleman, Alabama, in the branch event venue, Hybrid Foundation Service number 19, here is Kevin Thomas Jr. Kevin Thomas Jr. the 19, and Ashton Torgerson in the 1A. Torgerson on lap 1. He is going to be 17th overall, 13.714, 13.714. Kevin Thomas Jr. 5th quick, 13.364, 13.364. Nice lap for KT on the first time by. Ashton Torgerson, lap number 2, is up to 16th quick now at 13.642, 13.642. And KT will slow down on lap 2 at 13.514, but the first lap, 5th quick at 13.364 seconds for Kevin Thomas Jr. in the 19H. Qualifying next out of Gravois Mills, Missouri, in the Ozark Barge and Dock Wet Steps High Performance Lubricants Hip and Gravel number 3. Here is Ayrton Genitin. And making his high-level racing debut tonight from Odessa, Missouri, and the Rusty Nail Lawn Care, Durdex Industries, Superior Lawns Pro Lube number 93. It's Taylor Walton. Taylor Walton in the 93, and Ayrton Genitin in the 3. Genitin on lap 1. He'll be 15th overall at 13.609, 13.609. And for Taylor Walton, 25th quick at 14.112, 14.112. Ayrton Genitin, lap number 2. He'll slow down to a 13.641. And for Taylor Walton, he will slow down as well to a 14.322. First lap better, 14.112. 25th for Walton, and 15th for Genitin. 4 cars left to qualify. Here comes the track record holder now onto the Speedway. Out of St. Helena, California, the Rico Abreu, Curb Agajanian Racing, Kubota Genuine Parts, Mike's Pool Care, ArcZone.com, number 24, it's Rico Abreu. And from Lubbock, Texas, and the Horizon Whiskey, Nice Creek Land, ShopTruckParts.com, PhilPools.com, High Performance Lubricants, number 5, up Brenham Crouch. Rico on lap 1. He'll be 15th quick at 13.574, 13.574. Brenham Crouch lap 1. He's 21st quick at 13.713, 13.713. Rico looking for an improvement on lap number 2. He will not find it. 13.613. First lap better, 13.574. And for Brenham Crouch on lap 2, he will slow down as well to a 13.907. First one was better, 13.713. So Brenham Crouch 21st and Rico Abreu 15th overall of 28 cars. These are your final 2 qualifiers making their way onto the racing surface out of Higginsville, Missouri. In the Casey's FVP, Andy's Frozen Custard, Impact Signs, Wild Racing, number 21, here is Brian Brown. And from Fredericktown, Missouri, in the Kevin O'Sullivan Motorsports, Gifford Homes, Cooper Racing Enterprises, Purcell Tire, number 79, it's Gage Montgomery. Gage Montgomery, 79, and Brian Brown, 21. Brownie on lap 1, he is 27, 13.916, 13.916. Gage Montgomery right behind him at 28th overall at 13.951, 13.951. Brian Brown, lap number 2, he will pick up a couple spots, 24th quick at 13.869, and Gage Montgomery right behind him again, 25th quick at 13.871 seconds. So that is going to do it for Capital Custom Trailer qualifying. And for the 7th time in 2025, Aaron Reitzel is your fastest qualifier overall in car number 87. The lap time, 13.308 seconds. Chase Randall ends up in 2nd, Dason Persley in 3rd, Kyle Larson 4th, and Kevin Thomas Jr. in 5th. Casey Kane was 6th overall, Tyler Courtney was 7th, Brent Marks was 8th, Noah Gass 9th, and Xavier Doney in 10th. As you're getting a look at the Power Plus number 87 making his way around the track and put down a really solid time there, and he'll have a great spot, or be in a great spot to maybe make the dash here this evening. As the cars and the teams now make their way back to the trailers and prepare themselves for heat race action, which is going to be on the other side of this break. Here at Lucas Oil Speedway, we're right back with more action.
I'm Aaron Reitzel. You're watching Kubota High Limit Racing live on Flow.
Introducing the My Kubota app. With My Kubota, connecting with your local dealer is easier than ever. Find them with just a tap and contact them quickly for any assistance you need. Access comprehensive resources like how-to guides, owner's manuals, fault codes, maintenance schedules, and more. Everything you need to keep your Kubota running smoothly. Download the app today.
Capital Custom Trailers and Coaches. We are the #1 Renegade Toterhome dealer and the #1 Intech and Bravo Sprint Car Trailer dealer. No one sells more Toterhomes and Sprint Car Trailers than we do. Check out our complete lineup at capitalrenegade.com. If you're in the market for a Toterhome or a trailer, trust the people that are in the pits with you and that support the sport.
Winning doesn't just happen. You have to engineer it. You have to test it and make it better than it was the last time. Our engineers have the passion to create the parts you need, the way you need them to be, again and again and again. We've led this game for over 40 years, and we design, refine, and perfect every valve-train part worthy of the winner's circle.
When it comes to magneto ignition performance, there's only one name that you can trust, and that's BR Motorsports Ignitioneering. Servicing the racing industry for over 30 years, our state-of-the-art Magneto Dyno Test Lab facility is equipped with the most technically advanced equipment available. And that's why crew chiefs like Paul Silva and Philip Dietz choose BR for all their ignition needs. To learn more, visit us at brpromag.com.
What are you doing with the Johnson sofa?
They had a pipe break. Water leaked all over.
Really?
I'm a roto-rooter plumber.
Really?
We do water cleanup, too.
Really?
Yeah.
Call Roto-Rooter for plumbing and water cleanup. Yeah, we do both.
We got them racked, we got them stacked, and we've got the grandstands packed.
Super healthy for sprint car racing, compete for a championship.
You can feel the buzz around. We want to race the best guys every night.
Whole different level.
This is the high limit room. It's the home of 24 high rollers.
I'm Aaron Reitzel.
And welcome back here to Lucas Oil Speedway for round number 6 of the Roto-Rooter Midweek Series with Kubota High Limit Racing. You're taking a look at the pit area from the drone shot. We've got a Fan Fest going on right now till 7:30, so about 9 more minutes left of Fan Fest going on before we get into opening ceremonies here at the Diamond of Dirt Tracks for the Diamond Classic. And real quick, we did want to plug this as well. If you are looking for more High Limit Racing content, more High Limit Racing coverage, well, make sure to check out the High Limit Room, which is a podcast on the FloRacing app as well as on YouTube. You can check out the High Limit Room podcast on YouTube, which is it's going to be on the FloRacing's YouTube page as well as the Flo website. And so it's myself, Tony Laporta, and Brian Walker on there breaking all things down, High Limit Racing, and talking about all kinds of other stuff from around the country as well, Tony.
Yeah, Chase, I put my headset on there about halfway through that just world-class promo you just cut live for the High Limit Room, so I might have missed this already, but did you inform folks as to who our most recent guest, our interview on the show was that came out this week?
I was getting to that part, Tony. I haven't done it yet.
Well, get to it. Let me open the door for you. Tell us about the most recent guest on the High Limit Room, Chase.
Yeah, we just had Mike Hess on there, and he talked to us for a good 15, 20 minutes about all kinds of stuff. Obviously things going on with High Limit, a little bit of his career path, and just all kinds of other great stuff on there, Tony. And Mike is just so gracious with his time. He just loves to chat with us whenever he can. If he could, he would talk to us every day, I think.
Yeah, I think we're going to try to shoehorn him in as a fourth member of the High Limit Room. And it's easy to understand why he's so gracious with his time, Chase, especially if folks go back and watch the show. I don't want to spoil it for them, so I won't tell them Mike's in-depth, honest, hard-hitting answer, but you drilled him with a really unique question. You asked him if he liked the new command center that Kubota High Limit Racing picked up late in the spring this year. I mean, that's the kind of journalism Mike probably just isn't used to. That was some good stuff you kind of slid in there right at the end of the interview, Chase. I liked that question a lot.
Yeah, Tony, I got a question for you. What happened to your arm? Are you okay? No,
I don't know.
The other one.
The other one?
Yeah.
Oh, that's just... So, Chase, down here in the infield, we get sprayed with dirt sometimes. Now, I know up there in your ivory tower in the booth, the air conditioning's on, but, sometimes I'm getting down...
I had to make sure it wasn't something else.
I'm checking track. What, chocolate? Is that a fat joke? I'm offended.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking. Yes.
Sometimes, we get down, we're checking the track conditions here. I'm having conversations, and you get a little dirty down here. I know that stuff kind of grosses you out, the dirt.
It does.
But, I'm all good. Thank you for asking. It's actually not chocolate cake mix.
Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I was going to ask you, if you had some chocolate cake back in that new command center we were talking about so much. And, Tony, as you can see on the big screen, I was surprised to see that I'm on the screen right now. So, how's everybody doing?
Chase, that's you, and then that's me. That's like the shirts fans can buy at the Shop High Limit Racing merch trailer. And I think you might have just done some digging and found out that the shirts have sold out all, but I think 4XL, which is perfect because that's my size.
Yeah, I know. We were saving that one for you. That's why there's only one left in 4XL size, so you can wear a shirt that actually was able to fit you on it, and like I'm saying, like your big personality on it.
Yeah, I like how you cleaned that up there and explained it so well for all of us. Chase, there's so much positive about coming to Lucas Oil Speedway, and for us, the staff at Kubota High Limit Racing, a really unique fixture is a few houses on the property here that the Lucas family owns. You, Brian Walker, Anthony Crean, and I have been very fortunate to be housed just like, maybe 40, 50 yards past the main entrance here at Lucas Oil Speedway, and you prepared the family dinner last night. Do you want to tell folks how that went?
Well, it went all right. It took a little bit longer because that was my fourth time actually grilling. And Tony, we had to use a charcoal grill. I've got a propane grill back at home, and I've been kind of dabbling a little bit here and there. And I cooked up Brian Walker asked me to make his steak, and I was a little worried that it was overcooked, but man, was he just had a glowing review for it when he sat down at the dinner table and chopped into that thing. So we had some fun last night cooking up some steaks, and I did want to mention this, Tony, because I'm on the camera right now. I think that when you get that hair transplant you're talking about, maybe you should go with the look, maybe something like this. Right here, behind me.
Unfortunately, as strong as the big screen is here, Chase, that's just a little bit out of my range of view.
There you go.
Check it out. There we go. Yeah, okay,
yep.
Yes. I like that.
Yep.
I think now that I can see you so well on the big screen, I have a rebuttal You said earlier, right before Capital Custom Trailers and qualifying started, you said that I sounded weird. Well, now that I have this big screen here just off of turns 3 and 4, I can confirm that I might sound weird, but you look weird. Folks are probably wondering where the High Limit Racing big screen is, because Lucas Oil Speedway provides a permanent one here in turns 3 and 4. High Limit has been able to set up their brand new traveling big screen actually at the end of vendor row. So all of the t-shirt trailers are lined up parallel off of that big screen, and it gives fans unlimited viewing opportunities, whether they're in their seats, watching the action on track, viewing the big screen here in turns 3 and 4, or if they're going back to visit the High Limit Racing merchandise trailer or any of our High Rollers merchandise trailers, they don't miss a second of the action as the Flow broadcast is being aired on that big screen back behind the grandstands.
There's probably a lot of people looking at it back there as well, because we got Fan Fest going on, so there's a lot of people hanging out in that t-shirt area where that big screen is at. As there is a look at Lake Lucas when we come back from this break here on Flow Racing, and we will get right into opening ceremonies for night 1 of the Diamond Classic here at Lucas Oil Speedway.
I'm Danny Sams, and you're watching Kubota High Limit Racing live on Flow Racing.
Established in 1983, FK Rod Ends has been the industry leader for both midget and micro racing. Family owned and operated, we take pride in our products and our name because we know you value yours. Visit our website, www.fkrodends.com, to find out how you can join our winning team. FK Rod Ends. To beat the best, you've got to use the best.
Is it all a fever dream? I'm burning gasoline. And the Ringo goes back to the high side. Gets it in the bushes. Turn now, look to the inside of turn 1.
Abreu to the outside. Major contact.
This is what you save your lunch money for.
Welcome to the High Limit Room.
So you're young, what are you, 18?
I'm 18.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. Appreciate it. I'm mic'd up. Just be careful. Dude, I smoked it so hard it threw the right front up over the concrete rail and blew the axle out of the thing, and I like limped it across the line. I always try and take a couple minutes before I get in the car and just try and run the race through my head. Yeah, finally back to a small track. What's up, buddy? Oh, what you got? Sweet. Appreciate it, man. Have a good one.
Motorhead will go 6 o'clock in the staging lane.
All right, good luck. Racing for Driven to Save Lives is, for a cause. It's cool that I get to represent it and, hopefully get more people to sign up for organ donation.
Introducing the My Kubota app. With My Kubota, connecting with your local dealer is easier than ever. Find them with just a tap and contact them quickly for any assistance you need. Access comprehensive resources like how-to guides, owner's manuals, fault codes, maintenance schedules, and more. Everything you need to keep your Kubota running smoothly. Download the app today.
Coverage of night number 6 of the 2025 Roto-Rooter Midweek Series with Kubota High Limit Racing. We are in Wheatland, Missouri at the Diamond of Dirt Tracks, Lucas Oil Speedway. We're getting ready to kick things off for another round of racing here in 2025 with Kubota High Limit Racing. Lucas Oil Speedway, thank you for coming out. Are you guys having a good time so far up there tonight? That is what we like to hear. We are ready to officially begin the night 1 of the 3-night program here at Lucas Oil Speedway. So with opening ceremony set to begin, at this time I ask all of you who are here in attendance with us at the Lucas Oil Speedway to rise, if you are able, as we welcome in from Racers for Christ to lead us in tonight's invocation, Lori Cutter.
Let's ask for a blessing tonight. Sweet Jesus, friend to all, we invite you here tonight at Lucas Oil Speedway, God. We are so grateful for this beautiful facility and all the staff that have put countless hours in to bring us high limit racing tonight. We lift up Nicole from the office today, and God, put your healing hand on her as she recovers from surgery. Lord God, we also have to thank our military. Right now, we're in a world of a little stress. But we are grateful that we are here to gather to go racing in this beautiful country that you've given us the freedom by giving us a military that's strong and powerful, and we thank all the veterans. Lord God, be with us tonight and keep all of our drivers safe, all of our crews, our fire safety, and every staff person, and also our fans. And God, for those watching on Flow, like moms, wives, and girlfriends, Lord God, their loved ones are here, and I want you to just give them an extra peace tonight that they are in our tender, loving care and that we are going to take care of them no matter what happens on this track tonight. So we give you all the glory tonight, Lord, for this awesome facility and high limit racing. And we ask this in your precious name. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you, Lori. Fans, we ask that you please remain standing as we honor America with the playing of tonight's national anthem. Well, Lucas Oil Speedway, talk to me one more time. Are you ready to go sprint car racing? That is what we are here to do. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to kick things off for night number 6 of the Roto-Rooter Midweek Series. It's time to kick off a 3-night weekend of racing at the Diamond of Dirt Tracks, and that means it's time to go all in with Kubota High Limit Racing!
Never gonna slack. No, I'm never gonna slack. No, I'm never gonna slack. You know I gotta come back. Never gonna slack, never gonna slack.
And we are now ready for cars to hit the racetrack for our first heat race of the night. It is brought to you by the folks over at TJ Forged Wheels. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for an 8-lap heat race that will transfer the top 6 finishers. On the pole, driver out of Elk Grove, California, driving the FloRacing, Finley Farms, HinterCars.com, Falcon Brothers Trucking, Works Limited, JVI Group number 57. It's Young Money Kyle Larson. And starting to his outside in the 2nd position, out of Indianapolis, Indiana, driving the NOS Energy Drink, Spire Motorsports, Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts, Brand Professional Agriculture, Gainbridge, number 7 BC, it's Sunshine, Tyler Courtney. starting in the 3rd position in this one. Out of Odessa, Missouri, the Design Source Flooring, Motorhaven, Schnee Lawson Chassis, T&D Equine. Number 74, it's Xavier Doney. And outside of him, your fast time qualifier tonight out of Clute, Texas. And the Fulkins Brothers Trucking, Power Plus, STC American Table, Bargain Bar, number 87, it's Aaron Reitzel. And starting in the 5th spot, out of Grass Valley, California, in the Napa Auto Parts, Brumo's Collection, Durst Incorporated, Factory Kane, Lake of the Ozarks, Harley Davidson, number 49, it's the Big Cat, Brad Sweet. And to his outside, starting in the 6th position, out of Gravois Mills, Missouri, in the Ozark Barge and Dock, Wet Steps, High Performance Lubricants, Hip and Gravel, number 3, it's Ayrton Genitin. And starting 7th, out of Apollo, Pennsylvania, in the Mercedes Motorsports, Ducati of Pittsburgh, Hollywood Blasting Coating, Mountain Mechanical, Mav Motorsports, number 42, it's Cy Lynch. And it was outside, starting 8th, out of Benton, Arkansas, in the J.B. Henderson Construction, MPV Logistics, Mesquite Valley Transportation, Smith Titanium, number 45X, it's Landon Crawley. And in row number 5 on the inside, out of Fredericktown, Missouri, the Kevin O'Sullivan Motorsports, Gifford Homes, Cooper Racing Enterprises, Purcell Tire, number 79, Gage Montgomery. And your final starter in this one from Marshall, Missouri, and the Trimble Real Estate, Majors Construction, Ozark Barge and Dock, Sherbolt Suspension, number 98P, Miles Paulus. Those are the drivers that will start our first heat race of the night, brought to you by the folks at TJ Forged Wheels. Tony, what do you got?
Chase looking live right there on the Mercedes Lynch Motorsports, number 42 of Cy Lynch. He had a bit of a coming out party here 1 year ago with Kubota High Limit Racing when he started the feature on the pole, proceeded to lead 9 laps, and then finished inside a very stacked field with a 5th place finish. He looks forward to getting on track for 3 nights here at Lucas Oil Speedway, but his opening night of the weekend just got a lot stiffer, and it's a bit more of an uphill climb after Capital Custom Trailers qualifying concluded for the number 42. They took that car back to the trailer and found a terminal engine failure. They've had to swap power plants and have a fresh engine between the rails of that number 42. Cy Lynch now on a backup power plant as he gets ready to defend one of, if not his strongest run last year with Kubota High Limit Racing.
All right, thank you very much, Tony. Yeah, so some work already, a lot of work already been done to that 42 car here tonight to get him out there for this heat race. He will start from that 7th position. Needs to be in the top 6 if he wants to be straight into the feature and not have to partake in tonight's Winter's Performance B main event. I want to remind you as well, Aaron Reitzel, he is the fastest qualifier in this heat race. As long as he stays in the top 6, he is going to go to the dash with the driver that wins the heat race. Now, if Reitzel falls outside the top 6, that would mean the 2nd place finisher would go to the dash with the heat race winner. If Reitzel gets the win from 4th, that would be called the ace in the hole and mean he would automatically start on the pole of the dash. So keep that in mind when you watch Aaron Reitzel. He starts 4th in Heat 1. The fastest driver in Heat 2 is Chase Randall. And the fastest driver in Heat 3, Dason Persley. All of those rules apply to those 3 drivers here tonight. Aaron Reitzel, you see him on your screen right there. His 7th Capital Custom Trailer Quick Time of the year. That's just crazy. He has been so good in qualifying all season long, and it continues here tonight at Lucas Oil. Did have those cars come up to speed and run a few laps at green flag speeds to work in the racing surface a little bit more, and now it looks like the HendrickCars.com pace truck is on the track and working down the backstretch, so these drivers will now catch up to it and prepare themselves for heat race action. TJ Forged only builds forged aluminum wheels using proprietary tooling and exclusive manufacturing processes that clearly elevate their wheels above the competition. Product quality, product safety, and exceptional customer service is what they do. They lead where others follow. Don't settle for close enough. That is TJ Forged. Danny Sams, he is the high roller playlist driver of the night. You'll be listening to his music during the race program. Here's the first one. It's a song from Green Day. On Danny Sams' high roller playlist, whenever that graphic pops up lower left of your screen, you scan that, it'll take you to the master playlist with all of the songs from our high rollers in 2025. If you would like to see a driver's individual list, you go on Spotify, you type in their name in the search bar, and it should pop up there with their car number. As the HendrickCars.com pace truck is ready to pull into the infield and leave the field in the hands of Kyle Larson and Tyler Courtney. Larson in his Lucas Oil Speedway debut tonight. Courtney a 2nd place finisher in both races here last year with High Limit. Coming to the green this time by. Green lights come on. We are underway in our first heat race, and on the outside, good jump there for Sunshine. They're almost 4 wide down in the corner right there. 4 different lanes being used into the first corner. Xavier Doney underneath of Brad Sweet will make that pass for 4th. Back up front, though, Aaron Reitzel going at it with Kyle Larson, and he's going to take 2nd across the line. Aaron Reitzel up to the 2nd spot. That'll bump Larson back to 3rd. Xavier Doney running in 4th, and Brad Sweet is in 5th. The final transfer belongs to 42 car Cy Lynch. Remember, Tony reported at the beginning of this heat race they had to change an engine after qualifying, so trying to put it in the show with a new power plant under the hood for that number 42 car. Brad Sweet underneath of Xavier Doney. They go side by side off of turn number 2. Give the spot to Sweet as he noses ahead into turn number 3. Xavier Doney on the top tries to turn it down the hill, but Brad Sweet has the 4th position solidly in hand as he works back into turn number 1. Up front, it's all about Tyler Courtney. Sunshine showing the way, trying to get his first High Limit Racing victory of the season. This is the 20th race of the year. He's sitting 2nd in points, no wins with the series so far. Aaron Reitzel running in 2nd. Kyle Larson is in 3rd. Brad Sweet has got the bottom rolling very nicely in turn number 2, closing in on Kyle Larson into turn number 3. They're almost side by side off of turn 4, but Larson still has the position. 3 laps to go. 2 to go next time by for Tyler Courtney. He enjoys about a half straightaway lead over Aaron Reitzel. Kyle Larson still feeling a little bit of pressure here from Brad Sweet. Off of turn number 4, Larson still got the spot. 2 to go. Tyler Courtney now on the same straightaway as the back of the field. Miles Paulus and Landon Crawley, but the white flag is set to come out this time by in TJ Ford's heat race number 1. Reitzel, Larson, Sweet, Doney, and a race for 6th now is starting to progress between Cy Lynch and Ayrton Jennison. They're side by side rolling into turn number 1 for that final transfer spot. Jennison draws to the left rear. Your winner is Tyler Courtney. Aaron Reitzel ends up in 2nd. Big move there on a Lynch. He's going to go over the bank again. There goes Ayrton Jennison. He takes the final transfer spot across the line. Cy Lynch tried to block a maneuver down the bottom and got over the edge of the banking in turn 4. That allowed Ayrton Jennison to slide by and take the final transfer spot on the last corner. Tyler Courtney wins, Aaron Reitzel 2nd, Kyle Larson 3rd, Brad Sweet 4th, and Xavier Doney in 5th, with Ayrton Jennison the final transfer spot on the final lap. Cy Lynch, Gage Montgomery, Landon Crawley, and Miles Paulus round out the field in TJ Ford's heat race number 1 with a dramatic finish there for that final transfer position. Xavier Doney, who was very good here last year with High Limit Racing. He's got a POWRi 410 win to his credit here at this racetrack as well. He finishes up in 5th position, and he make that 4th position, or sorry, 5th, that is 5th position. He is going to stop on the front stretch and talk to Tony Laporta.
Well, Chase, we know that he finished in a transfer spot, just like he did in BR Motorsports heat race number 3 1 year ago. We talked to Xavier Doney down here on the front straightaway. You won here last year in a wing car. You won here in a non-wing car. So what do you like about this Lucas Oil Speedway so very much?
Well, I think it's just a real technical track because some of the spots can look tacky and juiced up where they're actually greasy, and kind of the other way around. Got a lot of laps here with a non-wing and wing car. I think running both cars here helps a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. Running both cars has allowed Xavier Doney to not just become versatile, but become fast in either one of those race cars. He picked up 2 victories here in Wheatland last year, Chase, and he ran 16th with us on the first night of the Diamond Classic last year.
He certainly did, and now he will head back to the trailer and get ready for the feature. Next up, it will be DMI Racing Components Heat Race number 2. Here is the lineup in this one out of Coleman, Alabama. Driving the branch event venue, High Breeder Foundation Service number 19H, it's KTJ Kevin Thomas Jr. And outside of him from Myerstown, Pennsylvania, driving the M&M Painting and Construction, McGrew Equipment Auctions, Baps Paint, Live Bar Customs, number 19, it's Brent Marks. Starting at the 3rd spot from Monrovia, Indiana, in the Skagit Speedway Race Redeem Foundation, Ford Performance, Hagerly, number 26, Justin Peck. And it was outside starting in the 4th spot out of Waco, Texas. In the all-by-year alternative, Infamous Inc., Bush's Chicken, Flint Rock Ranch, Easy Print number 9R, it's the quickest chicken, Chase Randall. Starting in 5th out of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, in the JST Motorsports, The Ritual, Smith Titanium Factory, Kane, Maxwell Racing Oils, number 88 is Tanner Thorson. And outside of him from Tulsa, Oklahoma, that car is driven by Reese Moran. He's in the Bob Hurley RV X9 Chassis Outlaw Wings Rainbow Nut Butter number 22M. And starting at 7th out of Quilcene, Washington, in the GMT Farms Impact Signs Ostrich Racing Engines number 21X, it's J.J. Hickel. And starting in 8th out of California, Missouri, in the Elite Turf DurtX Industries Bonine Junction, Blank's backhoe number 75, Tyler Blank. And your final starter in this one, the DJ of the night out of Northport, Florida, driving the Global Lake Moxie Sports Advisors, NRC Truck Conversions, Eastern Metal Signs, Tar Heel Property Group, number 24D, Danny Sams III. And your final driver in this one, in his high limit racing debut from Odessa, Missouri, the Rusty Nail Lawn Care DurtX Industries, Superior Lawns Pro Lube, number 93 of Taylor Walton. Danny Sams starting at 9th in this one, has some work to do, but maybe, just maybe, a song from his high roller playlist will make him go a little bit faster. Here is Porch Light from Josh Malloy on Danny Sams' playlist. We're coming to green this time by Kevin Thomas Jr. and Brent Marks. Gonna battle it out for a spot in the dash. KT gonna jump out with the race lead. He'll roll into turn number 1 as the leader. Tanner Thorson making moves already. He's into the 4th position, getting by the number 26 of Justin Peck. Now Thorson to the inside of Chase Randall, gonna battle him for that 3rd position. Thorson slips up, and now it's a 3-car race for that 2nd spot down the front straightaway. Chase Randall the inside, gets to the left rear of Brent Marks. He slides with the racetrack, and here comes Tanner Thorson on the inside. He'll take 3rd away down the back straightaway. Tanner Thorson now into the 3rd position. Up front, though, it's all about Kevin Thomas Jr. showing the way. Chase Randall trying to look back to the inside of Tanner Thorson. Has to go to the top, though, in turn 1 as Thorson goes down low. Back behind them, it's Justin Peck in 5th, and 6th is the 22M of Reese Moran. Most drivers finding themselves right through the middle portion of the Speedway in 3 and 4. There is definitely 2 distinct lanes in 1 and 2. Kevin Thomas Jr. has not made more than 10 starts in a 410 wing sprint car this year in that Hybrid Motorsports number 19H, but he looks solid out front right now. Brent Marks running in 2nd, Tanner Thorson in 3rd, Chase Randall in 4th. Then Justin Peck and Reese Moran. Moran down to the inside of Peck off of turn number 4. They go side by side rolling into turn number 1. Moran gets the nose chopped off there, and he's going to lose some ground to the 26 car. Here comes Danny Sams to his back pocket. Car around and upside down nearly was Taylor Walton. The yellow flag comes out. Tyler Blank had gotten sideways in turn 2, came down the Speedway, and it looked like the 93 of Taylor Walton was going to get upside down, but it did stay on all 4s. Taylor Walton in his high limit racing debut here this evening. The driver out of Odessa, Missouri. Best finish here at Lucas Oil Speedway for him came back in 2018. That was a 3rd place run with the ASCS Sooner and Red River region. Has an 11th place run as well here with the WAR non-wing sprint cars in 2023. A winner at the XX Speedway in California, Missouri back on June 22nd of this year in a 360. And then you see Tyler Blank right there on your screen. He was able to make the feature here last year, I believe in the October race, with a 24th place finish in that one. Tyler Blank, this is his first 410 sprint car start of the 2025 season. Does run quite a bit at tracks like XX, as we mentioned there with Taylor Walton as well. And Tyler Blank is from one of my favorite hometowns there, Tony. It's not just because it's the state I'm from, it just sounds cool. California, Missouri. That's just a cool sounding town.
Oh, dude, it sounds sick.
I'm serious.
California, Missouri. Award for coolest town name probably ever. Hey, if he is able to get that car back together and in the B main, he went 10th to 4th here last year to race his way in. Do not count Blank out.
All right, nice stuff, Tony. Thank you very much. Good piece of information as we go back to green with 3 laps to go. Kevin Thomas Jr. with the race lead. We'll see if he can hang on and make the dash in what would be his first high limit racing feature of the year. Back behind, going to race for the 5th position. Here's the race for the lead. Right across the nose. Brent Marks takes the lead. But now Kevin Thomas Jr. back to the inside, retains the top spot. 2 laps to go, and now Marks is feeling froggy here in this one on the back bumper of KT down the back straightaway. Tanner Thorson trying to get in the mix as well. Kevin Thomas Jr. 1 lap to go. 1 lap away from a dash appearance here tonight at Lucas Oil Speedway. KT has gotten away from Brent Marks. Tanner Thorson 3rd, Chase Randall 4th, Justin Peck 5th, and 6th is Reese Moran. Checkered comes out this time by KTJ's going to the dash. Kevin Thomas Jr. Brent Marks in 2nd, Tanner Thorson 3rd, then 4th, Chase Randall 5th to Justin Peck, and 6th will be the 22M of Reese Moran. Well, how about that in his Lucas Oil Speedway debut tonight? The full-time non-wing sprint car driver comes in here this evening, and he is going to get a heat race win and be a part of tonight's FK Rod-Ins Dash. Tony, KT's going to be happy about that one.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Kevin Thomas Jr. looking very strong there in DMI heat race number 2. What are you doing with the wing over your head, brother? 5th quick in Capital Custom Trailer qualifying. You seem comfortable in this thing.
Yeah, I really do. You know, we've been running here and there, and a lot at Knoxville, and I just, you know, I told him, I was like, if we get to like a short track, I feel like I'll be all right. I get my ass kicked on the big tracks, so it's pretty fun. The car's really good. Lucas is doing a great job. Manny, car owners are here. Ryan and Ashley, thank you for this opportunity, and you know, we'll just see what we got here in the dash. That's weird to say.
What's that?
That's weird to say.
That's the pride of Coleman, Alabama, the non-wing superstar, finding his feet with a wing over the top of his head for Heidbreeder Motorsports. Kevin Thomas Jr. locks into tonight. Chase, and you even heard him, said it felt weird to say.
Yeah, that was tonight just his 6th 410 start of the year with a wing on top of the car. KT does have about 27 or so races without the wing on. And good run there for that team and that driver. We'll see if it continues on later on in the program as we get ready for our final heat race of the night. It's brought to you by the folks at BR Motorsports. Here is the lineup in this one. On the pole, Enumclaw, Washington, driving the Curb Records, Brumo's Collection, Crespin Sanitation, Dakota Custom Builders, Lake of the Ozarks, Harley Davidson, number 9. It's Casey Kane. And outside event from Mounds, Oklahoma, in the Arrowhead Electric, High Performance Lubricants, Gas Trucking, Maxim Chassis, number 20G, Noah Gas. Starting in 3rd and 11 in Indiana. He drives the Sander Engineering, 4Cs Construction, Tally, Autry Plumbing, Sincal Demolition, number 14. It's Spencer Baston. And outside event from Locust Grove, Oklahoma, sponsored by Pella, Avanti Windows and Doors, Big Spring Car Wash, and Water Treatment by Design, number 13. The driver is Dason Persley. Starting in 5th out of St. Helena, California, in the Rico Abreu, Curb Agajanian Racing, Kubota Genuine Parts, Bikes Pool Care, ArcZone.com, number 24. It's Rico Abreu. And starting in 6th out of Glendale, Arizona, in the Pell's Tire Service, RF Knox Company, Newman's Racing Engines, Triple X DMI, number 1A. It's Ashton Torgerson. Starting 7th out of Lubbock, Texas, in the Horizon Whiskey, Knights Creek Landis, ShopTruckParts.com, PhilPools.com, High Performance Lubricants, number 5. It's Brenham Crouch. And starting in 8th out of Higginsville, Missouri, in the Casey's FVP, Andy's Frozen Custard, Impact Signs, Weld Racing, number 21, Brian Brown. And rolling off in 9th out of Warrensburg, Missouri, in the Beaver Drill and Tools, Sodro Manufacturing, Bleeding Disorders of the Heartland, number 12X, Cameron Key. And your final starter from Eldon, Missouri, the 5K is Corey Bales. So once again, 10 cars. They go 8 laps around Lucas Oil Speedway. Top 6 going to the feature, with the winner and the fastest qualifier going to the dash. The driver to watch for in this one is the 13 of Dason Persley. Here is another song on the playlist of Danny Sam's little 50 Cent coming in here tonight in Wheeling, Missouri. Sorry, Hate It or Love It on Danny Sam's playlist. We're coming to the green. The final heat race of the night is underway. A little bit of a scramble there on the start. It got stacked up after row number 2. Got a race for the lead up front as Noah Gas looks to the inside of Casey Kane, but Kane's going to power up on the outside, and he will have the top spot down the back straightaway. Rico Abreu back to about the 8th position here in this one. Started up there in 5th and lost 3 spots on the initial start. The Kubota Genuine Parts, number 24, going to have to fight his way back towards the front of the field. He's outside of a transfer spot right now. Casey Kane leads lap number 2, 6 to go as Noah Gas runs in 2nd, Dason Persley in 3rd, Brian Brown from 8th up to 5th and now looking for 4th underneath of Spencer Baston. Cannot make the pass there as Brenham Crouch makes his way by Ashton Torgerson as they race for the final transfer spot off of turn number 4. Torgerson once again threw a flyer there, and Brenham Crouch couldn't make the pass as Cameron Key gets by Rico Abreu. Those two go side by side off of turn number 4. Give the spot to Cameron Key across the line. Brenham Crouch looking for a little bit of an insurance policy here underneath the Brian Brown. They are nearly side by side for 5th down into turn 3. Ashton Torgerson to the inside. They get side by side off of turn 4. Torgerson not going away. White flag, 1 lap to go this time by for Casey Kane. Casey Kane, the Crespin Sanitation number 9. No problems up front, 1 lap to go. Noah Gas, Dason Persley, the top 3. Checkered flag set to come out this time by Casey Kane. Welcome back to the dash. He gets the win in heat race number 3. Noah Gas in 2nd, Dason Persley 3rd, 4th will be Spencer Baston, 5th goes to Brian Brown, and 6th, the 5 of Brenham Crouch. So Casey Kane gets the win, and he will go to tonight's FK Rodden's Dash. Noah Gass, great run for him. His first high limit start since 2023. He ends up in second, Dason Persley. Third, fourth goes to Spencer Basin. Fifth to Brian Brown, and sixth goes to Brenham Crouch, with Kane and Persley being the dash cars in that one. Ashton Torgerson, Cameron Key, Rico Abreu, and Corey Bales. The rest of the finishing order in the final heat race of the night, brought to you by BR Motorsports. Noah Gass, he was excited to be here tonight, and for the rest of the weekend, chatted with him quite a bit in the pit area earlier on. The former full-time Outlaw driver is able to finish second in that heat race. Tony, he's going to be pretty happy with it.
Started second, finished second. Noah Gass, some good racing up there between you and some guy named Casey Kane. What did you learn about your race car, and what did you learn about this track through that very quick third heat race?
Yeah, no, the track is great, better than we expected. I feel like my car's pretty good. I don't really know where to improve at, but yeah, no, it's just great to be back, racing national. Never thought I'd say that, so it's been a lot. So to be able to come here, race national, and have fun doing it is a goal that I've been had for a couple years, and I met it, and I'm just having fun, and it's awesome.
We're having fun watching you. Come play with High Limit more often, okay?
Yes, sir, I'd love to.
That's Noah Gass. Chase, he's having fun here with Kubota High Limit Racing. What about you?
I am having so much fun, especially after watching Noah just be happy like that, man. That guy, he was in a tough spot there for a couple years, but man, he's getting back to going here the right direction, and it's good to see him having a solid run of that heat race, and hopefully it continues on for the rest of the night here at the Diamond Classic at Lucas Oil Speedway. He'll head back to the trailer, and we'll head to a commercial break. When we come back, we'll find out who starts where in tonight's FK Rodden's Dash.
Hey, I'm Kyle Larson, and you're watching Kubota High Limit Racing on FloRacing.
Since their 2001 inception, DMI Racing Components have changed the game. From open-wheel suspension, steering, and driveline components to their line of Bulldog quick change rears, they set the new standard for innovation, performance, and value. DMI and Bulldog products are backed by the best customer support in the industry with more than 150 years of race-winning experience. Let our experience help guide you to victory lane. We race, you race. Let's race together.
Introducing the My Kubota app. With My Kubota, connecting with your local dealer is easier than ever. Find them with just a tap and contact them quickly for any assistance you need. Access comprehensive resources like how-to guides, owner's manuals, fault codes, maintenance schedules, and more. Everything you need to keep your Kubota running smoothly. Download the app today.
Rod End Supply is involved with a variety of motorsports as well as industrial applications with many different types of products. Since 1989, Rod End Supply has provided superior products priced competitively. Whether you're racing at the circle track or drag strip, rock climbing, or going off-road, Rod End Supply has an assortment of rod ends, radius rods, and specialty products to keep your equipment moving. Rod End Supply's experienced staff is ready and willing to help you with your needs. Their promise is to continue to provide a superior product with superior service so you can stay in front of the field no matter what it is. To learn more, go to rodendsupply.com.
you got as a young race fan at the races?
Man, I'm sure I got some when I was really little that I don't remember, but the first one that comes to my mind that I do remember is Dave Darlin. I think going to IRP and stuff like that and seeing him, and I think that's the first one that comes to my mind, him and like JJ and those guys.
Dave Darlin, the people's champ. I once called him the man of the people. It did not go well. Tyler Courtney, let's make some noise for him here as he spins the High Limit Racing Roulette redraw wheel. It feels so lonely down here without Brian Walker help wrangling these drivers, but he is up in the booth making sure folks stay updated. And that's the 5 for Sunshine. That is the provisional poll. Of course, we have 5 more drivers still to go, but a number 5 will be a very, very low number. Pretty tough to beat. We move now to our DMI Heat Race number 2 winner. We don't get to see him with a wing over the top of his head very often, and he was even surprised when he learned he locked into tonight's dash out of Coleman, Alabama. It's Kevin Thomas Jr. Just a bunch of non-wing guys. Feels like we're at a USAC race here or something. Kevin Thomas Jr., our hot seat question of the night comes to us from Austin McAllister out of Charlotte, North Carolina. He wants to know if you can remember who was the first autograph you got as a child at the races.
I would have to say, I think it was Talladega Short Track. Me and my dad went, and he ran a micro there, and the Outlaws were there, and I want to say it was Jack Hodenshield. I think so. But I got like a micro front wing that's got a bunch of them on there, but I think it was Jack that signed it first.
Hey, the Wild Child, that's a pretty good one. Lucas Oil, let's make some noise for Kevin Thomas Jr. If he can beat a number 5, he will displace his former non-wing cohort, Tyler Courtney. Oh my gosh, if it would have gone to the 0, he would have had it, game over, but it is instead the number 28. He's here, he's ready to go, no time to kill. Enumclaw, Washington's Casey Kane. Your BR Motorsports Heat Race number 3 winner. You got here so fast. Normally I have time to talk about you, but now I don't. Austin McAllister wants to know, who was the first autograph you ever got as a race fan growing up?
Oh man, that's tough. So my dad had a sprint car, and probably like Billy Cannelli, Cecil Walker, they raced for him. So that'd have been years ago. When the Outlaws came to town, Jack Hodenschild, Steve Kinzer, Dave Blaney, basically all the Outlaws at that point in time. So yeah, I was probably 10 or 12 years old, and just go to Skagit Speedway and just get every autograph I could.
Heck yeah, time at Skagit Speedway is always a good idea. What do you say, Wheatland? Let's give Casey Kane some good luck here. Now, if Casey can go lower than a 28, he will take over the second spot. Oh no! That's a 35. That is third out of the 3 you spun. Casey Kane, God, he's so charming. He just spins a 35, not a good spin, and he just smiles. He just smiles and looks at you and walks away. Man, what a guy. Let's welcome up our first of our fastest transferring drivers. He picked up his 6th Capital Custom Trailers Quick Time Award from Clute, Texas. Oh, 7th. I stand corrected. I apologize. From Clute, Texas. He's a bit of a stat nerd. It's Aaron Reitzel. Sorry about that, dog.
No, I just heard him say it earlier. That's the only reason I know.
I believed Chase. That was my mistake. I shouldn't have done that. Congratulations on your 7th Capital Custom Trailer Quick Time Award of the year with High Limit Racing. Austin McAllister out of Charlotte, North Carolina wants to know, whose was the first autograph you got as a young race fan?
Oh, I don't know. That's hard. That's a hard one, because I remember being a little kid, probably like 6 or 7, running around the pits when my dad raced a micro sprint track and getting autographs. So I don't know. That's a tough one. I can't come up with any names.
That's really cool, though. We learned that your dad, as well as Kevin Thomas Jr.'s dad, both raced micros. Oh, and Reitzel goes for the reverse spin. Controversial sometimes in nature. Let's see where the roulette redraw wheel will stop. That is the number 20 for the driver originally from Clute, Texas, these days residing in some town called Knoxville, Iowa. We move to our last 2 drivers in the FK Rod Ends Dash DMI Heat Race number 2. Quickest transfer. It's another Texan from Waco, Chase Randall. Chase, what's poppin'? We're glad to have you here. Austin McAllister out of Charlotte wants to know, whose was the first? They're firing T-shirts into the crowd right now. I was so scared for a minute. Thought they were shooting at me. Whose was the first autograph you got at a race growing up as a kid?
first one that I can, remember back to, was, not many years ago, you could say. It's when midgets were racing at Port City a couple years ago. I got a signed mud cover from Spencer Bastons. That's the first one that I can remember from my childhood, so that's kind of funny.
Spencer Baston, and now you're competing against him here with Kubota High Limit Racing. How about it, folks? Let's make some noise and give some luck to the quickest chicken, Chase Randall. He's trying to go lower than a number 20. That would give him the second spot, and that is going to be the number 28. So a pair of 28s spun here, one for Randall and one for your fifth quickest in qualifying. That is Kevin Thomas Jr. Fresh off a Silver Crown victory with the United States Auto Club last weekend at a Locust Grove, Oklahoma. Your quickest transfer to BR Motorsports Heat Race number 3 is Dason Pursley. Dason, probably kind of the same answer I expect to get. Not the same driver, but you and Chase are two of our Race Redeem Foundation Rookie of the Year contenders. You guys were getting autographs in the crowd not too long ago yourselves, so this should be pretty easy for you. Who was the first autograph you got as a race fan growing up?
Yeah, Chase and I just told Tyler and them who all of our first autograph was, and I think we kind of made them feel old. So mine personally is probably Rico Abreu at Chili Bowl. I think 2014 or 15 when he maybe won his first one or second one. I can't remember, but yeah, I think Chase and I are making some people feel old here with that question.
And now you're racing against Rico. Is life just magical for you right now?
Yeah, it's kind of weird to really sit back and after you look at all the whole journey of my racing career, it's cool to race against these people and people that you once looked up to.
All right, Big D, Dason Pursley. Let's spin the roulette redraw wheel. The number to beat for the pole position would be 5 by Tyler Courtney. If he can go lower than a 20, that would give him the outside of the front row. It looks like he might do it, and he does. Dason Pursley with a number 17. That will stop in the right spot to get him a front row starting position for tonight's FK Rod Ends Dash. Our 6 drivers will make their way back to the pit area as they prepare for that race coming up a little bit later on. Sunshine, Tyler Courtney, and Dason Pursley will share the front row in tonight's race. Aaron Reitzel, your Quick Time Award winner, will roll off in the 3rd position. Kevin Thomas Jr. and Chase Randall tied for the 4th position. And then rounding out the field, rolling off 6th, Casey Kane. So a lot of fun, as always, down here with the roulette redraw wheel. I also want to make a mention of it before I forget, Chase, because sometimes I forget things down here. I know that's hard to believe. Austin Tate, a local race fan, stepped up last year here when we visited Lucas Oil Speedway and agreed to put $100 on top of our Angel Donors donation should a high roller or Kyle Larson win here tonight. So Austin Tate is making that agreement and that promise once again to add $100. His employer, Oak Star Bank, the Sunshine branch, if I remember correctly, they are going to match Austin's donation. So if a high roller or Kyle Larson win tonight, Austin Tate and his employer, Oak Star Bank, are going to add $200 additional each night on to that donation of $1,000 thanks to our Angel donors. So that is all from down here in the infield. The FK Rod Ends Dash starting grid is set. Chase, let's go back up to you.
Well, Tony, real quick, don't go too far. I was going to ask you what your first autograph was.
Are we talking MLB or race cars?
For racing.
Oh, man, dude. That's a really good question. I remember going to Darlington in 2005, I think, for my first NASCAR Cup race. I grew up going to a Colorado National Speedway, a pavement short track off of I-25. Probably a guy named Mark Neff. He went to my high school, graduated a bunch of years before me, played on the Windsor Wizards football team, go Wizards, and raced the number 32 Pro Truck. And he was like my hero when I was in middle school. He was in high school racing a pro truck at CNS. So what about you, Chase? Who was your first autograph? You can't say your dad. That's cheating.
Now, it's funny you mentioned that because my dad just texted me and wanted me to let everybody know that my first ever autograph was Kevin Harvick, and I asked him to sign my shoe at Sonoma Raceway. I don't know what year that was, but yeah, I don't know if Kevin will ever remember that, but I asked him to sign my shoe when I was about 5 years old. He ended up signing my shirt, but yeah, interesting story there. Now, I did want to mention this as well. Before we go to a break. If you see some people walking around throwing T-shirts into the grandstands, that is people with Xavier Doney's family and crew. They are just throwing free Xavier Doney T-shirts into the crowd. So if you would like one, wave them down and try and grab one. Free Xavier Doney T-shirts flying around over here in the front stretch grandstand. So awesome to see that from that team. We'll take a break here on Flow. When we come back, it'll be time for the FK Rod Ends Dash.